just got on the anchor. We're in 110 metres and we just anchored up. So we left Darwin yesterday and got out here a bit too late to shoot the traps today, so we'll just anchor up and get into it in the morning. So boys have just finished off doing their deck work, getting we had a few new traps, another dozen new traps, so they've got all those all ready to shoot and got all our bait minced up. So we've got a bait mince much the same as you see on Deadliest Catch. I've actually got Deadliest Catch on now, so I'm starting to get the wheelhouse all nice and comfortable, and so I'll get back into my routine. So yeah, boys will have a bit of a rest and we'll get going early in the morning. So but I've made a few changes to the wheelhouse just to make it a bit more comfy, and I'll show you what's going on. So yeah, Deadliest Catch is playing, so it relaxes me for some reason. I like watching it. Watch what the boys are up to. So I've made a few changes in here, make it a bit more homely. Got myself a microwave yesterday before we sailed. So I've got my coffee maker, microwave. I've got a deep fryer, toasted sandwich machine, all that sort of stuff. And then I cleaned out all the cupboards, and I've got some stores on there and a NutriBullet. So I can make protein shakes, and I'll start getting into my fitness routine again now. So yeah, I tend to miss out on a lot of the meals. Just the hours my hours are different from the rest of the boys, and I seem to miss out on a lot of food that gets made. Yeah, so I set up a little galley up here, and I'll probably get a little freezer, actually, a little chest freezer, chuck it in the corner there, and then I can at least get some sort of bloody food into me. And got another printer set up. There's a lot of office work involved in this day and age, and we have electronic catch logs as well for our catch per unit effort, and engineering logbooks and all sorts. So yeah, it's pretty comprehensive, especially working for a big company like Austral. They've got good systems in place, and you've got to keep on top of your records and that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'm getting all the galley all sorted out, and all the electronics are all good to go. Had a guy doing a bit of work on that while I was in, so everything's interphased. I've got the cameras going properly so I can get good views of a deck and all this sort of carry on. So yeah, just getting everything dialed in, so stoked. So looking forward to getting into it in the morning. So we had about 20 knots here at the moment, or starting to drop off now, but yeah, it's been quite sloppy actually. But the way we deploy our anchor, we've got a couple of sections of chain, so we run out a fair bit of rope, and then we drop a couple of sections of chain, which is sort of mid water, and it just lowers the angle of attack on the anchor itself, so and gives it a bit of a spring action, so we can anchor up quite nicely in 20-25 knots, and we don't move anywhere. Yeah, so it's a good system. Yeah, so that's what's happening day one. We'll get a bit of sleep, and the action will start in the morning. got our nightly entourage of sharks. So they hang around the boat all day, and any fish that come out of the traps don't last long at all. And then at night under the floodlights, we just have them, anything that comes up towards the lights gets eaten pretty bloody quickly. So there's about a dozen of them there at the moment, all circling around. Yeah, and they're there all night. Well, they're around the boat from the time we arrive until the time we head back to port. At night time they get really active. But yeah, every trap that we pull up, we've got sharks follow it up, and any fish around the entrances, or any fish that swim out, they get taken care of pretty quickly. So they hang around the light, or hang around the edge of the light, and then they'll, as soon as anything comes up towards the light, they rip into it straight away. Look at that. Steamed red emperor, and I put lemongrass and limes in the stomach cavity, and on the outside I put cuts in it and put garlic butter with chili, and cooked it on the cob grill. And I've done King Island, Skull Island tiger prawns, and I've done a mango salsa. So just got to put it all together now, and voila, dinner. We've had a lot of sharks around today. They're very hungry, even filling up the empty traps. Yeah, there they are. So yeah, there's a heap of them. Bronze whalers. So every trap we haul up, even if it's empty, we've got all these bronzies. And seems to be more and more every trap. So and our traps are 350 metres apart, so whether they're galloping after us from trap to trap, or I presume they are. So yeah, you wouldn't want to fall in, there's bronzies everywhere. I presume they're chasing us from trap to trap, so they're working for their food. And of course as we pull up each trap, we empty out the bait bag, so at the very least they're getting the bait. Yeah, so bronzies everywhere. Matt Durrell from Ike has sent us through these new Ikes, so big thank you, Matt, really appreciate it, mate. So stainless steel obviously, really durable, and the added advantage of having a bottle opener in it. Yeah, so even though we've got a dry ship. So yeah, big thank you, Matt. So we'll be getting the boys trained up on how to use these. So I grew up in the 80s doing the pink snapper fishery in New Zealand. We were exporting to Japan, so and you know, obviously very high quality demands in Japan, and we were taught how to do the Ike Jime process back in those days. And number one, it kills the fish humanely, kills them instantly. But the difference in flesh, or the difference in product, is just phenomenal. So yeah, very crucial to Ike fish. Kills them humanely and relaxes all the fish, all the flesh. So and we were even in the end there for the Japanese market, we were actually doing a little tail cut on the underside of the spine, just down by the tail as well. We're doing an additional cut. So but yeah, thank you, Matt. I'll be getting the boys onto this. So yeah, and I was using these in the tuna fishery as well. So they're fantastic, they're durable, they do the business. So yeah, really stoked for Matt to send us through some more. So yeah, recommend them, guys. Check out Ike Pick. Yeah, so it's I-K-I-P-A-K, Ike Pick. Yeah, really recommend them, guys. I've been using them for about 5 years now, or 4 years, and they're fantastic. So yeah, big thank you to Matt. Appreciate it, mate. Cheers. Alright, well, just on the first day, and went bloody well actually. Had a few traps that came up empty, but yeah, no, overall pretty bloody good actually. So quite a lot of redfish, crimson snapper and emperor fish, and the boys are just downstairs packing now, so yeah, stoked. The weather's been nice, so yeah, ticking along quite nicely, and the boys are really getting into the rhythm now, really getting into it, so yeah, it's been great. So we're just see one of our traps here now. So yeah, we're just while they're packing fish, I'll steam up to the other end. They'll get a good break, and we'll start hauling in 4 or 5 hours. Start hauling back a few. So yeah, good times. So, put something on for dinner. I'm not sure what's going on tonight, but I wouldn't mind actually having some fish. I've got a hankering for Thai fish cakes, so I might have a go at those. I bought a seafood recipe book, so yeah, I'll might have a go at the Thai fish cakes and see how we go. Yeah, so who knows? But yeah, the boys going well, boat's going well. Ticking over. The forecast is nice actually. We've got about 15 knots at the moment, then it's going to drop out again. So and obviously up here the biggest problem is the heat. We've got the big sunshade down the back there for the boys, and I gave one of them a bit of a telling off. I saw he was a bit sunburnt, so acting like a mum and telling him to make sure he's got bloody sunblock on and got his wide brim hat on, and yeah, just look after the boys. Yeah, so we'll see how today goes. But we're still, right at the beginning of a trip, so we get a little bit of a showing is encouraging, you know, and it's still a learning process for me. It's only the second trip. I'm trying to work out the fish habits, and it's intriguing actually. They are not the same as I'm used to. So my history is actually bottom fishing, not tuna. So in New Zealand, so I have a big history of targeting deep water species, bottom dwelling species, and these ones are not acting normal. So they're not in the places I would expect them to be. And even when you do see sign, doesn't mean to say that the fish are on the tube. So yeah, quite unusual. So quite a challenge for me. Yeah, but yesterday I saw a hint of a pattern. So I'll pursue that over the next couple of days and see if I'm right. I've got a bit of a hunch on what they're doing and where they are, and I'll see if I'm right over the next couple of days. So I've just changed where I'm setting, and hopefully it pays dividends today. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, so all right guys, I'm gonna go and cook some breakfast. Guys, we're just shooting another set of traps. Start at 4 AM and about an hour before bottom of the tide, so try and get gear in the water on slack water. So I'm going to shoot along some sticky stuff, so along the edges of some drop-offs, and seems to be where the fish are accumulating, and then I'm just learning as I go. And I seem to be getting a bit of fish on the edges of the ridges. So we'll chuck 2 strings on the edges and see how we go today. So we've got them about 350 metres apart, and I'm tracking them on both times 0 units, tracking the shot and venting each trap as it goes over. So as the crewman comes up and tells me that they're ready to drop the next trap, I blow the hooter so they know, and vent the trap. Yeah, so we're going okay. Hits and misses, and you learn just as much from your misses as you do from your hits. Yeah. So no, enjoying it. Weather's been a bit hard case, so about 8 o'clock in the morning we get wind comes up to about 20 knots, and it's a short vertical, short chop. Yeah, really short, sharp. But drops out late afternoon or mid-afternoon, so not too bad. Yeah, so a few fish around. It's definitely different to what I'm used to in New Zealand for the demersal, the bottom species, that's for sure. Totally different. And that's part of the challenge is learning a new fishery, learning the fish habits and what they're up to. And not a lot of information. In New Zealand we have an institution called NIWA, the National Institution of Water and Atmosphere, and they've got vast library on every species basically. So every marine scientist that sits his degree does a thesis. So there's just so much research available on each species, it's incredible. And I'm yet to find it over here in New Zealand, in Australia, and I love that. If I enter a new fishery, I try and get as much detail as I can on that species or the species and their habits and feeding habits and spawning habits and everything. But I can't. I haven't been able to track down that sort of information over here in Australia yet. Yeah, so that's all good. Learn as you go. And what I tend to do is you've got to farm your areas. So we've had a couple of good days here, but you can't keep hammering the same area. You've got to farm your ridges and seamounts, and the same applies in every fishery. And that's what we try and teach the young skippers. They get greedy and have a good day, and they'll reshoot the same area. You've got to the way I do it is shoot, move, shoot, move, shoot, move. So regardless of how you did, if you had a great day, move on to the next seamount or move on to the next feature. So you farm your fishery. It's just sustainable fishing. You've got to farm your hills. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we're guardians of this fishery, and it's our duty to pass this fishery on to the next generation in better condition than we got it. And that's been happening actually the last couple of decades. The fisheries are getting better and better. So it's our responsibility to look after it. You do that by not rationing it, and the same applies with charter operators in New Zealand. It's very, very noticeable. The guys that take out the recreational guys, they go to areas and they keep going back to the same reef time and time and time again, and they deplete it. They've got to learn the same thing that we learned as commercial fishermen. You've got to farm your areas. Look after your resource. We've just gone over a bit of flat bottom now. We're about to come up over a bit of sticky stuff. Yeah, so I love it. I love the hunt. And every day you're learning. Shit, I'm 61. And you never stop learning. That's the beauty of fishing. You never ever stop learning. Love it.